week 13 guided assignment. This week, we're going to learn a little bit about payroll. Unfortunately, QuickBooks Payroll is a premium service, meaning they want you to pay extra for it. And our sample company here doesn't have payroll set up for it. So I'm going to show you how to do a simplified payroll, which actually suits a lot of small business owners better because you don't have to pay the extra. Many small business owners, like my wife, for example, it's just her. She's the only employee. So it really doesn't make sense for us to pay a whole bunch extra for QuickBooks Payroll when she's the only employee and we can do it manually relatively easily. Now, if you start getting up to 6, 7, 8 or more employees, it starts to make sense to pay that extra fee and have QuickBooks Payroll, which should be a whole separate training on its own. Anyway, so I'm gonna take you through the process of doing a manual payroll for a single employee here. I also want to mention that we learned earlier in this course about contractors. Remember, contractors, they do work for you, but they are their own business. So they're not an employee of you. So you don't have to withhold their taxes. You don't have to deal with all of that. And you don't typically get to give them the same level of oversight that you would an employee. Instead, you hire a contractor to do a specific thing for you, and then you pay them for that work. Um, if you are in a real situation where you're trying to decide, do I have an employee or do I have a contractor? I recommend you read the IRS's information on that. There's also some pretty good information in the textbook for this class. Just remember, contractors are work for themselves, and they just hire out services to you, um, as opposed to employees who work for you and you have much more oversight over the work they do. But then, of course, you have to manage handling all their taxes and all of those things. All right, so let's jump into it. I'm down in the steps to complete in the guidelines section. Number one, we're in our sample company. Number two, we're going to go to the employees area. We're going to go under all apps and then go under team, and then click employees. Once that loads, we'll add an employee. And that's number 4. Our employee's name is Hugh Hackman, no relation to Hugh Jackman. His email address, I'm just going to copy and paste it so I don't mess it up from the text of the assignment. And then we'll use today's date for the hire date. And that's it. We add employee. Of course, in real life, we could add a whole bunch of other information, their address, their phone number, other contact information, their social security number, employer ID, employee ID, etc., right? All of those different things. But for now and for our purposes, we know how to add an employee, and we can see here by hitting edit how we could add those details if we need to. So now I'm just going to go and we're going to pay our first paycheck to Hugh Hackman. So I'm going to go to create, and then I'm going to go to check. And I'm going to scroll. He'll be all the way at the bottom with the employees, and choose Hugh Hackman. And now I'm going to need some accounts set up. One way to do this would be for us to go back to the chart of accounts, then add a new account. But I want to show you a second way for us to add accounts where we can do it right here as we add them to the check. So the first one is going to be our payroll wages expense. So I'm just going to type that. Payroll wages expense is the money we pay employees for doing work. You can see it's not popping up in my list, so I'm going to have to add it as new. Its account type is going to be an expense or expenses. And then the detail type will be payroll expenses. And it's that simple. I hit save. I've now added that account. I'm going to use the description I have here in the assignment, which is gross wages, or the amount we're paying Hugh for his work, and then the amount of $1,200. So that's the money that Hugh has earned. The second expense I'm going to add is called a payroll tax expense. Oops, I better go back here and add it. Yeah, that was my mistake. Sorry. Payroll tax expense. Click add. Again, the account type, which is expenses. And we're going to call this a payroll tax expense. And we'll hit save. And this will be the portion of the payroll taxes that are our obligation to pay, which is half of the FICA and Medicare, so the Social Security and the Medicare. And for this one, we're going to say it's $91.80. So this is an expense to us that we're paying over and above the hourly or the wage that we pay to Hugh. All right. The other three accounts we're going to need to add are payables. So when we withhold money from our employee for taxes, then it's a payable, meaning we owe it to the taxing entity. So usually the federal government or Social Security, Medicare, or whatever. So we have to create payables or liabilities, debts that we owe to the government. Usually you pay those taxes in once a month. Some even you just do once a quarter. So for the third line, I'm going to add an account called Federal Payroll Tax Payable. And this is the federal taxes we're withholding from Hughes. Oops, I did it again. Paycheck. So we'll add it new. We'll select the account type. We're going to call it an other current liability. It's current because we'll be paying it, once a month or once every 3 months, depending on what it is. And then we're going to call it payroll tax payable. We'll leave everything else blank and hit enter. And this, because this is money we're pulling out of Hugh's paycheck, we're going to enter as a negative. So this is going to be negative 120. The fourth one is the FICA, which is FICA, which is Medicare and Social Security and Medicare. So I'll do FICA. I'll add that as another current liability. And I'm just going to call it payroll. It's another type of payroll tax payable. I'll save it. This will be the combination of what I withhold from him for his Medicare and Social Security and what I had to pay. So that will come out to 183.60. So by doing this, we're subtracting out 183.60 from his paycheck, but 91.80 we added in as our portion of the FICA tax, and the other half is his portion. And then the last one we're going to add would be like money. Let's say we're withholding money for his insurance or something like that. We're going to call it employee benefits payable. We'll add it as an other current liability, and we'll add it as an other current liability. Save. In the description, we'll put employee insurance deduction, and we'll show that as a negative. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening now with this paycheck entry. We'll see that our expenses, payroll wage expense will go up by $1,200, and our payroll tax expense for our half of the Social Security will be $91.80. Then we're pulling out and putting into a payable, so a liability account, money that we owe. 120 is to go to the federal payroll tax payable, negative 183.60 to go to the FICA tax payable, and negative 50 to go to the employee benefits payable account. So when we do that, we'll hit save and close. And now if we come over to our chart of accounts, we should see that, which we didn't look before, but our checking balance went down. And then we go down to our liabilities. Let's see, our federal payroll tax went up by 120. That means we have to pay that, and at the end of the month we will. Our FICA tax payable went up by 183.60, and the employee benefits went up by 50. So that's all money we owe. We're keeping track of just with that one entry. Anyway, so that's a simplified way without paying for QuickBooks Payroll that we can do, which works pretty well if you're very small, 1 or 2 employees. You could see how that would get to be a lot if we had to enter it each week. Unless, of course, we were paying people on a salary where we pay them the exact same each week, then it wouldn't be too bad because we could just memorize the transaction and then reuse it each week. Anyway, so that is how we run a simplified manual payroll in QuickBooks. Again, if your company has more than a few employees, you're going to want to pay for QuickBooks Payroll, and then there'll be a whole different set of training to get comfortable using that. We're going to run a few reports. Probably pretty good at running reports by now. So I'll just pull them up. Remember, we'll save them for submitting, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to pull them up to show you a couple things on them. First is the transaction detail by account. And there we should be able to see our employee benefits payable, our federal payroll taxes payable, FICA tax payable. Weren't there before, but now they are because we created them and we're using them. Also the tax expense and other things, wages expense. Second is profit and loss. Again, we should now see an expense for where in here, payroll tax expense and payroll wage expense. And we'll run a balance sheet. And we'll see that we have some liabilities, money we owe to people, like our FICA tax payable, our federal payroll tax payable, employee benefits payable. And then finally, we'll run a transaction list by vendor. And I want to show you this because you'll see that there's nothing there. And why? It's because he's not a vendor, he's an employee. So when we paid Hugh Hackman, we were paying an employee, not a vendor. If we had paid a contractor, then that would show up here because they're a vendor slash contractor that we're paying. Anyway, so of course, we're just going to have you submit each of those reports and then answer the reflection questions. And as always, don't be afraid to reach out if you have additional questions. And I hope you have a great week.